Okay, hello and welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name's Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, wherever you might have that in your chart. And the beautiful thing is, we all have everything in our chart. So it might be for you. It's my intention there's something in here for you, for everyone. And my readings are also timeless. So whenever you catch this is the right time for you. I've chosen three cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'll be clarifying with some other decks. And I've let the universe choose a song, and the title of your song is What the Funk. This song has come up more often. I think like three times in the last month. Um, and I don't remember who for, but apparently there are a lot of people asking themselves, what the fuck? What's going on? In this case, I feel like you're dealing with something that you've been putting effort into and you're not seeing results. And you're kind of throwing your hands in the air and being like, what? Why? Why is this not working? Yeah, because we have to the sea in protection. And this is like, it's putting in the effort and not seeing results or bumping up against obstacles one after the other, and you're just like, oh god, what's going on? And then, this card is kind of reminding you that it's not always it's not always a green light, it's not always go time. Sometimes the universe wants us to step back, to take care of something before we can move forward successfully. And uh and then and then we get the tribe, which is really exciting because I rarely get this card. I was just like, oh wow, okay, I think I've got it once before. So I'm kind of thinking that the reason that you can't move forward, maybe it's something that you're trying to do on your own, and the reason you keep bumping up against obstacles is because you're meant to take this time to join a group, create a group, find your tribe, either show up somewhere or become a leader in some way. Um, that somehow being a part of a group is going to help boost you in some way, help give you the something that's going to help you to be able to move forward. It and I mean, there is there's another way to read this, which is that maybe you've been trying to create a group or join a group, and that's not quite working out, or it's not flowing the way you hoped or something. Um but that eventually it's gonna come back around, because then we get, what is it, time to go in protection. And this is all about thinking that something is over, thinking that you put in the effort, nothing's coming of it, so it must be done. It's time to move on. And this is reminding you that actually it's going to come back around. Whatever this is, whatever's keeping you stuck or keeping you from moving forward, it's happening for a reason. Something about a tribe, something about a group that you belong to, either you need to join one or you're working on joining one, it's going to work out or come back around in a new way. You're going to have a new understanding once it does, and be able to figure out how to move forward. And so, yeah, like with this card in the protection in the book, it talks about um the the ancient mariner saying, which is, if you can't go out to sea, stay home and repair your nets. And so it's it's kind of speaking to this idea of needing to work on yourself, work on gaining knowledge, fixing something, um, putting more effort into something. Anyway, yeah. And so yeah, like again, with the title of the song, What the Funk, it's like it I definitely get the sense that you've been kind of beating your head. It feels like you've been beating your head against a brick wall, and it's like it's and you can't understand why it won't move forward. And it's the whole divine timing thing, that things will work out the way they're supposed to in the right time. And now is not the time. Now is the time to focus on being with the people that really matter to you. And if you need to, go and start a group, join a group, something that fulfills you, that feels right to you. So I'm going to clarify with the good tarot. Six of Air. That's funny. I was just thinking about this card this morning. Um, this is all about coming out of choppy waters, going to a place that's more calm, coming out of the chaos. Yeah, it's so interesting, that we have these two cards that are similar in a way, where it has been kind of choppy, and you're wishing for a different outcome, for things to unfold in a different way, but it's been stressful. It's been kind of intense. And by you focusing on just surrendering and trying to relax a little bit and do a little self-care, extreme self-care, take care of yourself, prioritize some things that maybe you haven't been prioritizing, it's going to help calm things down. It's going to bring you back to smooth sailing again. And Three of Earth. Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny that it lands. I love the card so much. I'm so obsessed. The Three of Earth is all about collaborating with others, being on the same page, working towards a common goal, finding your tribe, finding your people who you can do something with. Even if it's just getting together and talking about things that are interesting to all of you, and it could be anything, but it's finding the people that you're on the same page with and figuring out how you can all move forward together successfully. Once again, yeah. And Fortune's Wheel. That's so cool. Because this card is all about something that's going to come back around. And then we get the wheel, which is all about the wheel spinning and coming back around. If you've been dealing with something that hasn't been working out, hasn't felt very good, the wheel's going to turn in your favor. It's going to move in a direction that you want it to eventually. All in good time. So great. Okay, and then I'm gonna look at the Oracle Tarot. Unexpected help. Yeah, I think forging a connection with people, just putting yourself out there, whatever that looks like. It's it's opening yourself up to receiving help, assistance in some way, and maybe without even needing to ask, people realize, oh, let me help you. Once you join a tribe, once you feel like you're in a group where you belong, oftentimes there is a more collaborative kind of thing, and people are naturally aware of what's needed, or they feel more comfortable in asking what's needed, or they're more likely to step up and step into some kind of role where they want to help, where they want to assist. And this is a part of what's helping to bring you to calmer waters, because you've been needing some kind of assistance and you can't do it by yourself ultimately. Someone or some people being very generous with you. And then we get cash flow, which is all about finding balance in your financial life, in your physical world, putting effort. It feels more and more like this is some kind of endeavor, some kind of collaboration where you're working towards something, some kind of payout, some kind of payoff for everyone involved. Hmm. Oh, maybe the unexpected help is coming in that's going to help give you balance with your cash flow. Maybe you've been having a little trouble in that area, and people are stepping up. Hmm. Ooh, and then we get the moon. Yearning desire. Um you have something you're doing that is really, you feel very passionate about. You have this yearning desire for an outcome, for things to work out in a certain way. The thing about yearning, I said this before with this card, but when we're actively yearning for something, typically there it's coming from a place of lack, from not having the thing that we want so badly. And what that's doing is actually working against us, because we're sitting here in this place of, I want this so badly because I don't have it. I want this so badly because I don't have it. It's kind of putting that message out to the universe over and over again. And the universe has no choice but to be like, okay, here's more of that wanting it so bad and not having it. And I think this is where it's like it's important to be very clear on what you want, to let yourself be guided, moved, driven by what you want, but also to allow your emotions to remain as much as possible in more of a neutral place where you're like, whether it works out or not, whatever. Like you, in order to manifest what you actually want, you have to get to a place where you don't care, which is it's kind of contradictory. It's kind of a paradox. You have to want it enough to take the steps forward to find the clarity to move towards what you want, but then ultimately to release and be like, whatever. I'm gonna focus on the moment and doing something else. So yeah. Yeah. So with the moon, um you don't have all the answers yet. You don't have all the facts. You don't have everything you need in order to move forward, which is why you're stuck, why you're bumping up against these obstacles. And so s- getting together with people who maybe have a similar vision, who somehow are able to give you insights that you don't have, is going to help the sun rise, help shine light on something that's still in the shadows. Okay. So let's look at wisdom of Avalon. The cat, independence and healthy boundaries. Yeah, I mean, it's so important with anything that you do in life to make sure that your connections are interdependent, meaning you always maintain your sense of independence in any relationship, and then you can come together and kind of combine your experiences, your skills, your understandings, and rely on one another. But at the end of the day, you still stand solidly in who you are. You're not expecting people to help you. You always fall back on I know that I can take care of myself. You don't go in with an empty cup and ask people to fill it. You always have a full cup, and because you're filling it yourself, and then people that allows people to come in and they can give you from their cup. They're not feeling like you're entitled or expecting something. It cuts off the flow. It's an energy thing and people can feel it even if they're not consciously aware of it. So, yeah, healthy boundaries. Yeah, standing in what you know is right for you. Communication with people of like mind, communicating with others about what you want to collaborate on, what your visions are, your ideas, your beliefs, your purpose, all those things. People can't help unless you tell them. They can't read your mind, so it's communicating your needs. And then the frog, cleaning house and releasing emotional baggage. Cleaning house. Yeah. Yeah, this is this is why you've been bumping up against obstacles because you have some cleaning up to do first. The what is it? Releasing, yeah, releasing emotional baggage. Letting go of trying to working on letting go of beliefs, of attitudes that don't work for you, of, potentially not being independent, being codependent, either expecting others to show up for you in a certain way or feeling like if other people demand something of you that you have to say yes. With healthy boundaries, you know when not to say yes. You say yes because you want to say yes. And if there's any part of you that's like, you just like, well, let me think about it, or a solid no. So there's some kind of cleanup here that will allow you to move forward in a new way. Okay, let me look at the Osho Zen Tarot. Ooh, we get the miser. This is a part of what you need to clean up. The whole thing about the miser is that there's a sense it comes from a lack mentality, poverty consciousness. The miser never feels like they have enough. And so this character is clinging so desperately to their wealth, what they have. But not only is it aging them and closing them off, they look so unhappy and just so unhealthy. But anyway, because there's always a flow. Oh my god, unstable connection. I'm so sorry. I really apologize for my terrible Wi-Fi and any part of this that is not coming through. It's so frustrating. I don't Eventually I'm going to fix it. So so when you cling so tightly to something, when you have your fists closed and you're like, "It's mine," there's no flow of energy. And so, the universe comes along and kind of creates a leak to allow that energy to flow anyway, but because you're closing yourself this way, there's nothing new coming in. And this is about understanding that you got to release your grip. You got to allow the flow to happen. Everything's, what's the word? Temporal. Everything's temporary. You know, the whole idea. When we die, we don't take anything with us except our memories and our love and our, lessons, what we've learned. All the stuff doesn't actually matter. And it's more about the energy of it anyway. And when you can release, when you can surrender, when you can open up to the flow, that's when the unexpected help comes in, because you're essentially taking away this energetic umbrella that you've been holding up. And when you take that away, then all the good things can shower down upon you. Fighting. Oh, interesting. I mean, this lands on the tribe, and and the three of earth, the collaboration. Okay, communication. There's some, okay, so then there's some kind of issue here. This could be about where you're trying to join a group or create a group or something, and bumping up against issues, and so it's not taking off, it's not working out. And it could have to do with, maybe, if you're trying to be a leader and you have this idea, but then you're not open to sharing, to expanding this idea, allowing other people to contribute in some way, then that naturally ruffles their feathers. It could put you all on the defense. But this is, because these figures are fighting. They're cloud figures fighting. This makes me think, the clouds make me think of the mind, and there's like, it's all about ideas, like needing to get on the same page with each other through communicating, taking off the armor, and allowing. I mean, I did talk about the fists being clenched. This guy's fists are totally clenched, so tight, because of trying to hold on to something that's meant to flow. And my eyes were just drawn to cash flow here. Flow. It's needing to give up the defensiveness, to allow yourself to be vulnerable, to allow yourself to just allow. Allow other things in that weren't part of your vision, or aren't part of your vision, but could potentially improve the situation. Interesting. And that's a part of the emotional baggage too. Okay, yeah, because maybe you're used to feeling like you have to fight for everything. And this is you needing to come to a new understanding that that's not how you get what you want in life. And we earth signs, we really like to be in control very often. And it's like, yeah, releasing that grip, taking off the armor. And then we get source. Because everything comes from source. When you open to the flow, everything you need will come in at the right time, in the right way, and so much better than you could ever create or dictate. Um, this is trusting in source. This is releasing your grip and knowing that, yes, sometimes things flow out of your life, but there's always, if when you open to source, we've got the circle again, the wheel, things coming back around. Source always brings everything back around. This looks like the sun to me. And I did say the sun will shine on what you don't see, on what's hidden. The sun will always rise again and bring light, shine light on whatever is in the dark. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pick from the angelic messenger cards. Ooh, okay. We've got vulnerability. Yeah. Yep. Taking off that armor, letting yourself be vulnerable, letting yourself trust that everything's going to work out when you let others contribute. That is where your strength lies. This character here is not vulnerable. Is very, very walled off. Very, very much, there's so much armor here. And that's closing you off to the energy and to what's actually rightfully yours and naturally wants to come in. And then inner authority. This is about setting healthy boundaries, not trying to control, being independent, but allowing others to come in and contribute as well. At the end of the day, you know what you want, but it's remembering the feeling that it brings you. That is what you want. You don't want the money, you want what the money provides. It's changing your perspective just a little bit. And your inner authority is directly fed by your higher power, by the source. And wow, self-worth. And I just noticed this too. We have 13, 14, and 15 in a row. I don't know what that means, but that seems significant somehow. Self-worth. When you hold on so tightly to something, it usually comes from a place of fear, of not feeling like you're good enough. And so you need to try and control things, control outcomes, control what you have, maintain that. Yeah, it's all about control, isn't it? When you can release, when you can open up and surrender, better to say, self-worth allows you to be able to open up, release, control, and surrender. There's somewhere where you don't feel like you're good enough. And that's why you feel like you have to fight. When you're happy with who you are and you're standing in your power and you know who you are and what you want, and you release the need to defend yourself, nothing can hurt you. Because people can throw stuff at you and you're like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm still me and I still know who I am. And it's coming to that place of understanding that whatever is thrown at you is coming from other people. It's them projecting onto you. It doesn't have to do with you at all. When you have self-worth, you're just, you're unflappable. You're not phased by anything. And that is where your power lies. And that is what is going to turn the wheel in your favor and bring things around and build that momentum. So interesting. Wow. That had an interesting turn. Okay, so there's your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share.